All right. My, how the world has changed. Thousands of Google employees just signed a letter chastising their company for working with the Pentagon to improve the precision of drones so only bad guys get killed in war, not civilians. It could change war forever, reducing mass death. Yet these employees think that's evil. Go figure. So think about this. How does a company like Google thrive? Well, it helps to exist in a country with the world's greatest defenses, which enables freedom to thrive. It also helps that over a half-century ago, American companies made up of young men and women helped us win some world wars. Without that, we'd be speaking German instead of using Google. During World War II, U.S. industries produced more than 3 Axis countries combined. That's 300,000 planes, 100,000 tanks, and plug your ears, Juan, 15 million guns. All of this from the home front. So how's the home front now? Well, these childlike Google heads think they can live forever in a silicone bubble, immune to the real world's risks and responsibilities, seemingly unaware of the sacrifices grandparents and great-grandparents made to enable the comfy Google lifestyle. As terrorists refine their own technology and plan the next 9/11, these kids at Google think their expertise should only be used for getting directions to a Thai restaurant. Thank God they weren't around in the 1940s. So, Kimberly.
Yes.
The drones are going to be used to target bad guys so you have less collateral damage. How can you be against that?
Well, right, it just doesn't make sense. But, you know, when you look at in terms of the political ideology, you have like Eric Schmidt, you know, running Google, was at Hillary Clinton campaign events, etc., wearing Politico badge, all of the above. Anyway, they go through this whole background checking, etc. It's pretty much a little bit of a lockstep over there in terms of progressive ideals. So they think that it's, you know, the right idea to be on the right side of it, to say, oh, we're against war, we're against this, and have this kind of positioning. But they really don't understand what they're protesting against. If you're protesting against the Pentagon or Department of Defense or anything like that being involved, this is what's actually helping you be safe in terms of even cybersecurity. So why would they be opposed to this? It's just not very well thought out.
Yeah, you know, Kennedy, I could see this in a world without terror and toxic existential ideologies that want to destroy the earth. We are in a different kind of war. It's not a war that is on a battlefield. It's a war that's kind of around and waiting for the opportunity. Should these people be arrested that work at Google?
That's a little authoritarian.
Yes, it is.
I don't necessarily.
Should you be arrested, Kennedy?
Absent for other things. Believe you me, the night is young. But I will say this: there is merit to being anti-war, and I understand that, and I understand the desire and the thrust to use technology for positive means, for bringing people out of poverty, for educating people. That's all well and good, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that, and I also agree with him that the marriage of big government with big technology is really scary. Because
in a good way, you mean?
No, I mean, if weapons of war and surveillance are combined, essentially we're powerless. That's why the Second Amendment is really, really important, so people can defend themselves. But if, you know,
with drones, though, you can defend yourself with drones. It's going to happen.
Does everyone get a drone?
Yes.
Does everyone get an armed drone?
Yes.
Can we target people with AI precision?
Yeah.
So I understand that. And the question is always not how can this be used? What is the intention? Because the intention is almost always good. It's how can it be misused? How can this power be misused? And
same argument with every technology, though, Kennedy. You can say that with everyone.
Well, and then I pose this question to them: what government functions are acceptable?
Excellent question. Jason, perhaps you could answer that.
Well, look, I think...
And don't mention anything about soccer.
These Googlers are showing a degree of immaturity. And you know what? If you look at the National Guard, the men and women who serve our nation on both sides of the aisle, they don't have a specific political ideology. And then you look at some snotty kid at Google who's trying to say, yeah, but our technology is better than that. We shouldn't allow you to have this. I just believe in peace through strength. The reason the United States of America is the greatest country on the face of the planet is because we've had hard people do difficult things, and that there is a price to freedom. And they don't want to participate in that. They don't want to use their expertise to make us and keep us the greatest country on the planet. That is so wrong.
Juan?
Well, I don't understand this. What the young people, and I don't know if they're young, they could be Eric Schmidt's age, for all I know.
That's true.
Okay, so the people at Google are saying you can't outsource moral responsibility for your technology. So what Kennedy says is right. What happens when people start using this for evil purposes, and then you say, oh, gee, this is what's going on with Facebook, and allowing people to come in and they create these psychographs, which is now becoming more and more of an issue on our own voters, on us as citizens, and influence our elections. Now, in this case, guess what? They have a motto that says, don't be evil.
It's hypocritical.
Right? And I think this is, in this age, and I'm really surprised at you, Greg, because you have been hard on artificial intelligence and saying that artificial intelligence can be used to hurt us as human beings. And so now you're saying, oh, no, just let all artificial intelligence, all technology fall into the hands of people whose job it is to kill people.
No, what I'm saying is that if this helps make weaponry more precise in the battlefield, you will save innocent lives. Civilians, we won't have things like Dresden where you have to bomb entire cities. Instead, you have a drone that hangs out in front of somebody's window waiting for that person to leave, that terrorist to leave, and when that person goes out, it just goes zaps it. That's what they're trying to do.
Like a bug zapper.
Like a bug zapper,
yeah,
Kimberly.
The bug zapper
We also saw under President Obama how much he misused drones and then technology.
That's a fair shot.
Juan's blaming President Obama.
Yeah.
Okay, and speaking of a Republican or Democratic president, if Hillary Clinton were president right now, would these thousands of Google employees manufacture the same letter?
Good
point. They're upset. They signed a huge letter. Thousands of them, I think it's 3,000 of them signed this letter. They're upset, too, about, for example, getting involved with the conservative CPAC and all those type things. And
So it's a political thing.
It is.
Well, it
Now
could
you
be.
just made our
It could
point.
be.